So it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have decentralization, the Minister of Decentralization in Dakhil. For the nationals in Pyongyang and Seoul, re-establish communication channels. Welcome to our newsroom. The Prime Minister Abdulqadir Kamil Mohammed has received today in early afternoons in audience the Egyptian diplomat Dr. Mohammed Mustafa Orfi for a farewell visit at the end of his mission in Djibouti. This farewell visit marks the end of service of this diplomat on the Djiboutian soil. The interview took place at the Prime Minister's offices in the presence of his close collaborators. After a word of welcome, Prime Minister Abdulqadir Kamil Mohammed praised the remarkable work of Mohammed Mustafa Orfi during his diplomatic mission in Djibouti. The minister also praised the great cooperation between the two peoples in all areas. The Prime Minister wished good luck to Mr. Mohammed Mustafa Orfi in the continuations of his career. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Robla Abdille, presided over a ceremony to receive a large batch of medical equipment and consumable donated by UNFPA. The reception ceremony took place in the CAM compound in the presence of the UNFPA head of offices, Ms. Aisha Jama Ibrahim, the Director of Mother and Child Health, Ms. Fatuma Ali Abdallah. These materials and medical consumables are intended for reproductive health, but also in the file of mother and child health. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Robla Abdille, urged the various officials present to make use of the rational use of this medical material. Under the high patronage of His Excellency the Minister of Agriculture, Water, Fisheries and Livestock Fishery Resources, the financial support and adaptation of the Adaptation Fund was held this morning at Sheraton Hotel, a workshop to launch a project to strengthen the resilience to drought small farmers and pastoralists in the IGAD region. The ceremony was chaired by the Minister of Agriculture, His Excellency Mohammed Ahmed Awale, and was attended by Secretary General of the Ministry of Agriculture, Ibrahim Almi, and the Director of Waters, Saeed Khaire, and international institutions such as OSS, GPWEA, and IGAD by video conference. The DRIS EA project aims to increase the resilience of smallholder farmers and pastoralists to climate change risks, mainly those related to drought, through the implementation of concrete adaptation measures. For his part, the Minister of Agriculture, Mohammed Ahmed Awale, said in his speech, as you know, IGAD member states are facing severe water constraint and prolonged drought, which make the livelihoods of community, especially small-scale farmers and pastoralists, the most affected. This Monday, July 26, it is the city of Dakhil which has reserved in turn a warm welcome to the Minister Delegate in charge of decentralization, His Excellency Qasim Harun Ali, in towers of contact in the regions. After a brief visit to the prefect, the minister accompanied by President of the Regional Council, the prefect went to the headquarters of the Regional Council to explain the purpose of his visit to an audience composed of elected officials of the region, representatives of decentralized services, civil society organizations, not the elders and parliamentarians. In addition, the Minister Qasim Harun Ali informed the audience that a team composed of technicians from his department is working to collect data on the status of decentralization in the 5 regions. For his part, the prefect of the region of Dakhil, Aden Darar Musa, stressed the importance of decentralization for local development and wished the new minister every success. The president of the Regional Council, Abdurrahman Yunus Arre, recalled in his substance that the policy of decentralization aims to improve the living conditions of the population at the local level by taking into account the real needs of the population. For his part, the Minister of Decentralization, Qasim Harun Ali, emphasized that the objective of this study is to draw up a national action plan for the process of deconcentration, strengthening the mission of deconcentrated services to the region and specifying the modalities for making services available to the regions. The intersectoral competition, rich in color with traditional dances, sketch, and modern dances, was organized yesterday in the Community Development Center of Haji Dide in the District 2. Organized by the Ministry of Youth and Culture, this competition brought together several young people from different neighborhoods of the capital, namely the neighborhood 3 and 2. The young people were competing in traditional dances, sketch, modern dances. The ceremony was attended by the Director of Youth and several other personalities of civil society. This competition will be held in most neighborhoods of the capital, including the interior regions. As part of the efforts to fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, the Djibouti Red Crescent and Djibouti Chamber of Commerce signed an agreement on May 25, 2021. This joint initiative, financed by the French Development Agency, AFD, is intended to promote prevention against the pandemic by deploying an awareness campaign in PICA 12 and PICA 51 Galilée Dekhel. It will run from June 15 to August 15, 2021. This sensitization campaign is mainly aimed at Ethiopian drivers who use the corridors and Djiboutian contact populations living along the corridors. It aims to raise awareness on the dangerousness of COVID-19 and the need to scrupulously respect the measures of barrier actions to protect themselves and others. The ambassador of France to Djibouti, Arnaud Guillois, made an important trip to Addis Ababa this morning, Monday, July 26, 2021. The opportunity for the French diplomat to meet the political, economic, and associative actors of the region. The diplomat was accompanied by the Councillors of Cooperation and Cultural Actionists and director of the French Institute of Djibouti, Stéphane Gallet, and other personalities of his embassy. Arrived in the early hours of the morning in the capital of the regions, the city of Addis Ababa. The head of the diplomatic representation of the France was received by the prefect Moussa Aden Migane in his offices. After the prefectures, the exchanges of the usual greetings and welcomes. The responsible of the public powers in the region and the French representative in Djibouti discussed diplomatic relations, historical cooperation between the two countries through the space of Francophonie. Then the prefect led his guests of the day to the headquarters of the regional council of the city, located a few blocks from his prefectural residence. The young Djiboutian prodigy Hussein Aden Alexander won his first judo fight against Sri Lankan with the total support of the Secretary of State in charge of sports, Hassan Mohamed Kamil, the president of the National Olympic Committee, and members of the International Organization for Competitions, Aisha Garad Ali, and the ambassador of Djibouti in Tokyo, Ahmed Araita Ali. Our young prodigy Hussein Aden Alexander won his first fight against Sri Lankan. For the international scene, North Korea and its neighbor to the south demonstrated a surprise improvement in their relations on Tuesday, announcing the restoration of their communication canals. Inter-Korean relations had deteriorated in parallel with the stalemate between Washington and Pyongyang on the denuclearization of the peninsula. An unexpected lull of in inter-Korean relations. Pyongyang and Seoul announced on Tuesday, July 27, the restoration of communication canals between the two countries more than a year after their suspension, as well as exchanges of their letter between their leader. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.